Hello everyone, my name is Dima, aka WolfEater. I'm from Israel, I'm 25 years old, and I'm bringing you the replay analyze of the Demolition Mech against Johnny Stick. Demolition Mech messaged me on on the forum asking me to help him with the replay. So first of all, let's analyze the map. Highway to Oslo, very good map to try out anything you would like, any new techniques. This map is very good to try it. Why? Because it's, as you see, it's not one-sided. There's not too many buildings. There are not too many parts that you cannot go to. There's many roads you can flank, you can use cover. There's all the elements of the game in this one map. There is a dead zone for air defense, ground air defense on both sides, and there is plenty of highways, trees, and zones. And the zone areas are pretty nice. They're made in a nice way. There is a middle, so you cannot be so super defensive in this game. This super defensive technique wouldn't work. So let's start. How I said in the tutorials of how to do replay analyze of yourself, I said before already that in order for you to get better, first of all, concentrate on yourself. Don't look at the enemy, what he did and blah blah blah, what he had. It's not your thing. If you want to learn his style, what happened with his style, when his style is stronger, when his style is not stronger, is weaker, then you look at him. But right now we need only to look against Demolition. And Demolition, I played against him in my losing streak of four games, and I lost it against him. As you saw, he used MiG 23p very nicely here, and he's going for Delta. Okay, so let's stop here. 2 minutes in the beginning. His idea of how to attack is some defense in the hotel, and going with recon unit and some small defense into the Gulf, and taking Delta with infantry and tanks, and of course taking the other side with with units. This is only one. Okay, yeah, it's only one. So another thing what I wanted to say, if you're taking Foxtrot, I already saw one time your replay, so I'm just knowing stuff. You always need to take this area. This area is very hard to attack, because after you attack Foxtrot and you have enemy infantry sitting here, you will need a lot of points to actually clear them out. So do that. Take those, like spend the extra money, put an infantry into this building, or this building or this building, and put an SU, something like that here. Just spend, or even, you know what, the BTRs that left here, just put them around. It will help you out. Another thing, you have BTRs around also here. Use them into this area. So, and also like in this area, so there no enemy will shoot at you. Okay, so what happened here is you saw 2 heavy tanks, if I'm not mistaken, some infantry, and you decided to attack the infantry that already landed into the houses. You decided to attack with infantry and tanks in cover. What happened is, instead of staying in this cover, you made your tanks go forward, even that they were already shooting the infantry, and that's why they went into this place. and he countered you with his heavy tanks, and that's why you lost all your tanks here, because of rushing too much forward without knowing. Second thing, recon cannot. Okay, so this kind of recon has about the 3 kilometer range to spot units. In heavy forest, it will spot to 250 meters. That's it, nothing more. So use it in a different place, or put it on the edge of this place and look at this, which I would not advise, but use it in a different place. If you wanted this recon to actually see an enemy in buildings, then put it here, put it here, put it here, but not in this heavy brush. Okay, so he killed everything you had here, and he took this area wholly. Now, what's your next move? Let's see. You're moving your BTR very nicely. I like this idea that you're moving your BTR anyway, that he's even that, like, you have nothing, he killed you, he's in a quite ahead of you. You have 140 points only because you killed those 2 helicopters. Those 2 helicopters gave you 95 points of killing. Maybe try to rush your BTR. Okay, so another thing, I see your MI2 here. You invested in another LZ into Foxtrot. I see your MI2 here. He's not doing so much. And you have, again, you have BTRs here. You could have used them, you know, in this area also to cover. Always put cover in your on your back. This BMP will die. You called in a T80U. Okay. And Conkers. As I said before, Conkers in these areas will be very hard to control. Why? First of all, if he has a recon here, he will see your Conkers. So as you saw, he already had artillery. You use your Conkers just means that you will there's more possibilities for you to die. I like another BTR tried to attack from the side. Good job. That's a good job. There we have. But what happened? 60 fuel. It still can go. Yep, it's going. Let's see. Okay. Here. T80 without the Conkers, without tanks helping you out. Even those BTRs that are sitting here can be help to the T80. You need to put cheap tank or infantry in front of your high-end units. Why? So they will soak the damage, so they will spot enemy fire. You have to have it. Another thing, you're so think about it for a second. You know that there is infantry here. They could have been easily an ATGM team into this place and killed your T80 easily. Second of all, they see you, and they see you means this T80 is vulnerable so heavily to air attacks, just so heavily. Even that he doesn't have air attacks, it doesn't mean it's not vulnerable. So you needed to put good anti-air in this area, and look what happens now. Boom. One shot of the Conkers actually hit it. Let's see his oh, 65. Another You shot this superintendent. If you micromanage to shoot the other one, that was a bad call, because that last shot should have went to this intender and killed it. Now another thing, the air defense needs to be better. One Tunguska wouldn't kill an airplane. You can't put it alone. It just can't. you ordered right now a bug. The second you saw that there is a air attack, but at 10 minutes in game you should have ordered that bug before you ordered the second T80. You should have ordered a T80 and then low cheap tanks to be in front of your T80 to soak up damage. Nice, your Zvetka is actually going back. What I wanted to say about the MI2, you should have moved it into this area. That's what I think, at least to spot any recon, any enemy infantry coming on helicopters or this area. You need at some point also to move back to learn when do you need to move back in order to close your defenses. I saw that you're using you know exactly at which building the infantry was, and you shoot your artillery at their at those infantry positions. If your infantry is damaged, move them back. Move them back, resupply them. It's better to do that than to lose them. Nonas against high-end tanks wouldn't help. All of them, even Malka wouldn't help. Even if it makes them warrior shit, it's not helpful. Avrams you will kill with ATGMs and with tanks, but not, and with airplanes, but not bombing. Bombing use soft enemies, and here you have also Spetsnaz and also Razvedka in both of these parts, so micromanage them better. I like your BTR moves. Always you somehow manage to move that BTR into enemy region and go for it. You didn't have any recon in his back whatsoever in the whole game. Soon I will talk about waging war. This tutorial actually will go into waging war also, because of what you did. It gave me the possibility to explain something about waging war. So it will go into this. Moving your MI2 is so risky. You saw that there is an AA here. So risky. You moved it too much forward. You have a Razvedka here. The Razvedka works better than the MI2. MI2 is so fragile. It's so it's not in the front as the Razvedka, and it's just not doing the job. As you saw, I died. He had solid defense. He had solid defense here. It's funny that the BTR, if you had like 2 BTRs here, you would kill this STRV. 2 BTRs not together, killing it. But this guy technique is super turtle. This is super turtle in a low level. He doesn't know how to do it very good, but he does it. That's what like one look at his gameplay. Yeah, he's pushing you, but he's pushing you because he wants delta. And in this game, if he gives you delta, that's it. You're out. But your presence in Echo is so strong. You could have put a cheap tank into this position, and just take Echo. I wanted to say that you need to look more into your A umbrella, because this bug, if an enemy airplane will come to kill your T-80s, which work in this region, they would not kill it. They would just not kill it. So your bug is inefficient here. I would advise into this position, into this position, but not so much farther. I understand if you defended your Aussie, but there's cheaper ways to defend your Aussie, like the BTRs, SUs, Afghankas. I know you using SUs. I never saw you using SU-122 here, SU-122 in co-op against infantry. SU-122 in a kilometer from infantry will obliterate them. So they're very cheap unit to kill infantry with. That was a double kill. Let's see. Let's see if it was a double kill. No, it was a one kill. At this point, why move them? There is enough enemy to shoot. You could have stopped all your T-60s, T-72s at this area and put them in cover instead of letting everybody obliterate them. There's no need to move them. There's no need to move the T-64. You could have easily killed enemy like this. Good job on your Conquerors Tunguska movement. Just an advice. He have recon here. If he had infantry recon here, he would see your Aussie. So remember, it's better to put your Aussies into this position, like move them here, move them here. He would not see it, and you will be able to use your Tunguska and like move out, move out, move out, and your Aussies will be safe. Now, as you see here, look at this. The Eternals are coming. Your Conquerors actually hit perfectly. Here, this kill was because the Conquerors killed it, and the second kill the Buck couldn't do it. You need better enemy, better AA. I would suggest taking, I think, the Bereza instead of the Afghanka. Well, if you're taking the Afghanka from the... You're nice. You shot at the loves. I found that those OSAs are so good against... airplanes. It's incredible. Okay, so 13 minutes in game, you're in the back. Okay, so now you're already okay, guys, listen up. This is the waging war tutorial. This is the coexist of how to wage war, and this is how you're supposed to assess the fight. Okay, so you fight it here already for almost 30 minutes. You saw everything. You saw he put infantry into here, he tried to put a TGM in here, and he always had a tanks into this region. Now you need to think, okay, what I'm doing right now, what are my choices, what I want to achieve. If you want to achieve to attack here and kill all his high-end units like the SEs, for sure all the AAs, high-end tanks, whatever he has here. So if you want to do that, you need to understand that you just can't keep Q-click forward and hope for the best. You already tried it. You already tried with T-72s. Just go forward and attack. So waging war, the assessment of war will need to be like this. First of all, you assessed what happened with their units. You need to reconsider your AA umbrella at this point. You need to move your AA forward because it wasn't efficient enough. So that's first of all. So your bucks should have went forward more, even one more buck, just to lose it on him, because guys to the end sometimes try to snipe your T-80s with high-end what is called high-end airplanes, 170 points, 200 points sometimes. So you're taking a 200 points at this time of the game, at this point of the game, will put you into a draw. So yes, honey. Gamlach, baby. So those points are crucial. Now your assessment is this: infantry here, possible ATGM, possibly Recon. How to attack into it? If you want to attack this area, maximum of points that you will get here is 100, maybe 150, and that's with heavy losses. Maximum points of here is 300 with the ability to get more points if it's stray AA units, if it's infantry inside forest, which is very easy to kill with BMPTs or TOW 55 or TOW 60. Or you go flanking, So what I will do at this point, I would say, okay, you are here. There's two ways to approach this. First of all, I will put an ATGM into the Rozvedka place. The Rozvedka will move here, because the Rozvedka will see almost the same as here and here. Okay, but the ATGM team will actually close this area for any counterattacks from heavy tanks. You can even put 2 Conquerors in this area. Do not use your Conquerors in the open. They are very vulnerable to artillery. You will leave that and they will die. This is already the timing of full analyze, like giving you tips. 1 second, I'm trying to get a pen. 1 second. Back to them. So as I said, Conquerors, don't use them this way. I told you this time, don't use them in the open. A good player will just kill those Conquerors. You saw in our game, as I picked your Conquerors very easy, even that I was busy microing attacking, I picked them off very easily. Okay, 18 minutes is full analyze. Now, okay, the assessment is like this. So there will be tanks always here. Those tanks cannot attack into few points. First of all, no, they cannot attack here because they're here. It's not the same level. They cannot attack farther here, but they can move and close this area. So this possibility to move here is not good. As you see Linux is here. You cannot move with VDV into this area, land here and try to take him from the back. This possibility also is not enabled. This possibility you already tried to move into this area and just attack him with more forces than he has, but he got airplanes, you got not good AA, and what happens is just you die. So this thing is not taken. And also with the infantry ability of him here gives him the recon he needs to actually shoot your units before you see him, and that shouldn't be the case, because actually here it's a liner cover, here it's a cover much more in places, so you can put a lot more units. So you can put like an IFV here, a full 40-80 U's here, and just bombard anything that shoots the IFVs that are here. So this is a bad place to attack because of those infantry. So another option 1 to attack is through this forest and actually attack infantry in close range. It's very good. You will clear out this area and then we'll be able to proceed, but you're gonna be in a very small compartment, so any bombers attack will be going off against you and will be able to stun you. Those infantry in close range, don't forget, it's really strong. If he has 4 infantry in this area, 1 BMPT wouldn't take it. It's just too much. Even if you put like 8 T-72s, you will have huge numbers of losses here. Another place against a laser player is this. You get slowly your attack back and move it here. Why that? So it will be in cover. These forces will be able to see you that you leave, yes. But if you leave from here, the possibility of these forces to see you are much greater. It depends on him having a recon here or not. Because here, look at this. See? Here he sees, here he doesn't see, and he doesn't have recon. If he had recon, he would see any unit that is here. Another possibility is just to put smoke here and move your units behind the smoke. That's also a possibility if he has a recon. Now, the second option is moving fast with all your units into here. Move up your conkers. Don't forget you have an ATGM team here, and you will leave an infantry department here. And also, what should happen is infantry in this area with Aussie into this area, just to be sure if he tried to counter rush. Also, helicopter attack to cover this area if he tries to attack, but that's later. That's only if he actually tries to counter attack. And you move all your T-80Us, all your BMPTs, you move into this area with IFVs and infantry, load out, and boom, attack into this area. You ignore this infantry obsessed area and just go into this area and close in on him from here. So this whole area will be outside already. It's not going to be, he cannot counter you, he cannot attack you into this area efficiently. There's not enough cover space. You have more cover than him, more places to shoot from, more maneuverability, and don't forget, you got back into his ass, and that makes people very afraid for their houses and afraid for their AA, because this area is infested with soft points. This is the hard line of defense. It goes like this and like this, but you went and you penetrate a soft line, which is here, and it just went up, and you what do you call it? You just penetrated his defenses, his hard point, and now you're in his soft point. So what will happen? He's gonna try to scramble back, retreat and defend, and while he's retreating and defending, of course you will have a recon with this push, and you're just gonna take him out. And after that, while he's scrambling back, you will go into this line, infantry push, and AA of course, and this area will be taken out. And this is one of the best options here to attack with the recon you had, with the information you had. Why? This area you don't know what he had. You never attacked here, you don't know exactly how much defense, how much anything he has here. Again, Super Inter incoming. This time your Tunguska been able to shoot it before, and your buck finished it. I don't know. Maximum you should have moved your buck forward. Just to get those kills faster. I don't know how my Tunguskas don't kill so good. You see this Conkers? He's doing a good job. What you needed to do is, instead of using your T-80s in the open, one T-80 here instead of the Conkers, actually taking pot shots against any attack. Believe me, if he tried this and you had the Conkers here, he would never rush out with two high-end tanks here. And if he would just die. What happened here is, like, you're going forward and retreating after a failed attack, and he goes forward and retreating after a failed attack, and that's like a game that is not good, because you are in a bad position. He sees you, but you cannot see him. See, there's so many units, he sees them, but you can't see him. So that was the analyze, what's how to analyze and and how to go and wage war into points that you want to attack. Now, another thing, this attack will will make his infantry into this building irrelevant. What will happen next? You cut off all this reinforcement that he had here with the tanks, and you will just put tanks here in line, put one IFV in front, and while everybody shoots you, you shoot them and kill them from afar. Just like keep feeding him IFVs, 5-point IFVs, and while he kills them, you just obliterate him. Even you can push a very low tank forward just to piss him off. You had very good, yeah, your reflexes were very good. I saw all game, you saw like spots, enemy, you saw on the minimap, enemy pop out, you go there, you defend, you did a good job. I believe that you will be a very, very good player. You have potential. As I said before, as you see right now, move back the cargoes. Those infantry means you always need to think what my enemy can see. What would have I saw if I was my enemy at this point? That also comes from experience, and that also comes from being very good. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, that hurts. Yeah, that hurts. And I like that you took Echo at some point, but it was already too late. You took it too late. Yep, and that's game. Anyway, so thank you for watching. I hope I helped you. And I'm moving houses, and we will see exactly when is my next tutorial will be. So thank you for watching, guys. This tutorial also goes into my main tutorials. This guy actually helped me out with this important technique which called the battle assessment, and I will actually sit and write a tutorial on that and actually post it and work on it. But this was like a preview, a starting of how to stop in the game and assess the battle and make the decision, think through the decisions, think through the intel you're given by the enemy or by how good you are in recon. Oh, and also last tip, recon his backdoor. You always want to put some kind of recon in his backdoor. Always do that. It always helps. You never know what happens. I try always to go for his CVs. I try to spot his CVs and then just artillery them or whatever, but I always try that. The maps are big enough for you to try that, so do that. Guys, if you want, you can watch me online on Twitch. If you like this video, please like it. It helps a lot.